Hello, my name is Allyson Chelsy, and the title of my poster is Bring or Borrow, a Sustainable Choice Made Daily. Starting with a background context, global reliance on single-use packaging drives significant waste and emissions. Billions of disposable drink cups are used annually, most ending up in landfills. And cities across the east side, such as Bothell, Bellevue, and Kirkland, have implemented a Bring Your Own Cup campaign. See Figure 1 for partner shops. But Bring Your Own Cup participation remains low due to convenience barriers and lack of visibility. Therefore, this project explores strategies to expand reusable cup participation through behaviorally informed design. Here in Figure 1, you can see a map of all 33 Eastside BOC partner shops, but it is important to note that all of the Redmond locations are marked on the map, but for the duration of my internship, Redmond was not involved. And so I managed to complete outreach with about half of these shops in total and conducted full interviews with 8 of them. So, my research question was, how can participation in reusable cup return programs be expanded and made more accessible for both businesses and customers? My internship and methods consisted of an internship with the City of Bothell from June to August 2025 as part of the Eastside Bring Your Own Cup campaign, in collaboration with the cities of Bellevue and Kirkland. Along with the 8 interviews I conducted with cafe owners and managers, I also gathered 78 survey responses from customers at local coffee shops and the Juanita Friday Market in Kirkland. I used a mixed methods approach such as interviews, surveys, and online research to understand barriers, motivators, and strategies for increasing participation. And jumping into the results, I asked on the survey, how often do you BYOC when ordering a beverage to go? BYOC stands for Bring Your Own Cup. Out of the 78 responses, most frequent answers were never or almost never. It's important to note that that red slice and blue slice represent the 2.6% that answered every time and the 7.7% that answered almost every time. So then I also asked, if you don't BYOC more often, why not? Select all that apply even if you BYOC sometimes. And so I offered a selection of responses, but people were also free to enter their own. And so as you can see, one of the highest ones was I forget, but also one that someone entered themselves said it needs to be planned because they need to leave home knowing that if they go to a coffee shop, need to leave home knowing that they'll go to a coffee shop, but they normally go to one relatively off the cuff. And something that I have that as a solution for that is I often leave a clean, reusable cup in my car so that it's there and ready for whenever I'm ready to just spontaneously go to a coffee shop. And some more results. I also asked what would make respondents more likely to use a reusable cup. And again, the response selections provided implied that a clean reusable takeout cup would be provided at the cafe, then collected via nearby drop-off points and professionally cleaned. And so again, you can see the highest one is you don't have to bring your own, but up here, some people did enter their own, such as don't do buyout, which is also great, and sustainable to make your own coffee at home. But some takeaways that I got from those results, in terms of behavioral barriers, 60% of customers never or rarely bring their own cup, as we saw in Figure 2, citing the main reasons as forgetting, inconvenience, and not knowing which shops participate, which we saw in Figure 3. Some business constraints I saw were that cafe owners want to participate but cite logistical barriers such as storage, time, cost. But some opportunities that I found in those results were that consistent city coordination, signage, and shared infrastructure would make reuse easier, as we saw in Figure 4. And visibility, convenience, and incentives all equal participation growth. And so right here, I also have a logo of the Eastside BROC campaign. So if you're ever on the east side and in a coffee shop, you might see that logo around. And then right here, I linked my abstract if you want to learn more about my project. And so finally, the broader implications or broader significance and implications are that customers are willing to adopt reuse when barriers are low and incentives are simple, such as discounts, loyalty rewards, and freebies. But some of my recommendations are to expand pilots, integrate reuse into city communications, and continue tracking participation to guide future improvements. And finally, to answer my research question, participation in reusable cup return programs can be made more accessible for businesses with city-supported logistics and for customers with the implementation of free-to-borrow cups, multiple return options, and clear signage. Finally, I would just to acknowledge some people, I'd like to thank my site supervisor, Al Fan, and our colleagues Emily Warnock, Bethany Koga, and Gina Jan from the cities of Bothell, Bellevue, and Kirkland, who were all very patient and helpful throughout my internship. I'd like to thank my faculty advisor, Erin Gilbert, for her help and guidance. And finally, I would like to thank all of the business owners and managers who took time out of their day to participate in an interview with me, and all of the customers who stopped at my table and participated in the survey. Thank you so much for listening.